But let's start with this stunning story first. Here is a Cuban American who voted for Trump and she now regrets her vote. Why? Because her husband was deported. Now she says she feels betrayed. Listen to her speak about it, and just a heads up, this is a digital translation so our audience can understand what she's saying. But check this out.
I feel completely betrayed, and I know that maybe they won't say it.
Distressed, desperate, and disappointed. That's how this Cuban mother, Lilian Paez, says she feels after her husband was deported by the administration of President Trump, whom she voted for.
I thought that maybe with the president's order, the ones who would leave would be the criminals, and those who had a clean record and so on would get an opportunity.
I mean, this was exactly what we warned about before the election. Everyone thought Trump will view them as, quote, one of the good ones, and that he's only going after criminals. We knew that wasn't true then. We know it's not true now.
Have y'all seen the video of that Cuban Trump supporter, man, complaining about Trump after there was a video that went viral of him celebrating Trump's victory a few months ago because Trump signed an executive order that's pretty much demanding that truck drivers know and speak and can read English in order for them to be a truck driver. And guess what this guy does for a living, man? Yeah, he drives a truck, man. He hasn't just driven a truck. He's driving a truck for 20 freaking years, man. For 20 years, and now he's scared that he might lose his license because he doesn't speak a lick of English. And at that point, I mean, yo, you've been here for 20 years, man. At that point, you kind of did it to yourself, bro. But whatever, man. It points to the fact that there was a lot of Latinos, man, that was supporting Trump, that I was looking at them like, I don't know, I think you might want to be quiet at this one, at least publicly, you know, because a lot of Latinos out there were doing certain things that, you know, when the Democrats are in control, they just look the other way. They don't really care, you know. But when the Republicans get up in there, they start shaking things down, you feel me? And now this dude is over here scared because he's like, damn, how am I gonna feed my family, bro? This is all I do. And yeah, I know that the Latinos that hate Trump are having a field day with this video, man. It's going around the internet. Everybody's telling me, you see, we told you he don't care about no Latinos. But nah, bro, come on, let's start learning English, bro. You've been here 20 years, bro. That's one thing that Latinos do that blows my mind, bro. I know people been here 40, 50 years, bro. Don't speak a lick, can't even beg in English, bro. But yeah, that was a little funny.
So this is for all of my Latinos for Trump, which I will never forgive you for putting this man back in office, especially because your roots, he was never going to pick you. Anyways, so remind me again how you guys were for a person that wanted to get all of the people that didn't belong here or came here the wrong way. Why are we trying to fly back white South Africans? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in some white South Africans. If you don't get the message now, like, you guys are probably the type of people that, like, your ex told you that they needed to focus on themselves and you believe them. Like, that's the type of people that I believe you are, because this man was never going to pick you. He was never for you. And the fact that you fell for the BS is beyond me.
Hey, where are the Latinos for Trump? Have you seen them? They're not over here. They're not over there. Have they been, is it me? Or have they been very quiet? They've been very quiet lately. I haven't seen them in their red hats and their Make America Great t-shirts. And, you know, they've just, almost as if they've disappeared. Yeah. You're not out here, but we see you.
You know, there's a saying, when the fire you helped ignite comes back to burn you, it hits different. And today we are talking about something that's hitting different for some Latino Trump supporters. It's quiet out there. Too quiet. Remember how loud Latinos for Trump used to be? Social media posts, rallies, interviews, shouting support and waving flags. But now, silence. Deafening silence. And we are starting to understand why. This video isn't about mocking anyone. It's about holding a mirror to a situation that's unfolding before our eyes. A story about promises, exceptions, and consequences. About people who believed they were safe, that the fire wouldn't touch them. They believed Trump's tough talk was aimed at someone else, at criminals, lawbreakers, but now some of them are realizing maybe they were never excluded from that target. Maybe they were always part of the plan. Maybe the color of their skin, their accent, the last name, maybe that was enough. Today we'll dive into the real life stories behind the scene, from deportations of clean record immigrants to job-threatening executive orders, and from racial profiling to the eerie welcoming of white immigrants from South Africa. We are putting it all on the table. And at the center of it all, one question remains. while Latino Trump supporters sold a dream that never included them to begin with. So if you've been wondering why the Latinos for Trump movement seems to have gone ghost, buckle up. We are unpacking it all. And by the end of this video, you might just understand why some of the loudest voices have suddenly gone silent.
I don't ever want to hear that Trump isn't racist, because what's happening right now is 1000% about color. He's targeting innocent Latinos and deporting them, tearing families apart, even deporting Americans. He's deported American children with cancer without their medical supplies. On top of that, he's deporting people that are actually in the legal process of becoming Americans. Meanwhile, on Monday, he is welcoming white, keyword white, South Africans into America. He's providing them housing, prepaid phones, weather appropriate clothing, groceries, house furnishings, all while also saying that Latinos are draining the economy. Are you, like, be so for real. Be so for real, because these are the same Latinos that work multiple jobs. When have you seen a Latino immigrant begging on the street? Oh, wait. Latino immigrants work multiple jobs, don't even qualify for the benefits that he falsely claims that they are abusing. Babe, they can't even get these benefits. They will sell you flowers, wash your car, wash your house, wash the dishes. They do everything. They don't qualify for these benefits. You think if they qualified for these benefits that they would have all these multiple jobs, babe? Oh my God, like, at this point, I just don't want to hear it. I feel like there's so many people that I know personally that have been gaslighting me, constantly saying, oh, Trump he's not racist, he loves Latinos. Then make it make sense. Make it make sense. And then the ACLU has already reported there has been so many US citizens that have been arrested and detained because they have been racially profiled. Yeah, for the color of their skin and for speaking Spanish. So please, I don't want to it is about race. It is about color. If you're black and brown in America, you are targeted. And right now they're trying to get rid of habeas corpus, which is going to eliminate your right to resist arrest. So yeah, for all the Latinos that voted for Trump, babe, it's you or me next at the end of the day. Like, this is about color. This is about preserving whiteness. This has always been that. And, you know, I don't think that we are at a point to, like, blame the people, the Latinos that voted for Trump anymore. I think it's just wake up. Like, there's literally nothing that he's doing that's going to benefit you. Nothing. And I don't think that you need to wait for it to, like, personally affect you for you to wake up. I really beg and implore you to do your own research and just wake up. This isn't right. This is so sad.
Let's talk about the personal stories, the ones that bring these shifts to life. One of the most talked about cases is that one of a Cuban-American truck driver who had supported Trump faithfully for 20 years. He drove trucks across America, he paid taxes, worked hard, lived the so-called American dream. But now, under an executive order signed by Trump, there is a requirement that truck drivers must know, speak, and read English fluently. The man who never learned English but still did his job efficiently now fears losing his license, his livelihood after 20 years. Then there is the Cuban-American woman whose husband was deported. She voted for Trump, truly believing his promises were only directed at criminals. She thought, my family is safe. We are good people. But Trump's policies didn't stop to ask about clean records or good intentions. Her husband was caught in the web, deported. She now says she feels betrayed. She believed the words, but the actions told a different story. These aren't isolated stories. They represent a wider pattern. Policies that don't just target lawbreakers, but sweep up families, breadwinners, citizens, and residents with no criminal record. And the shock is real, because many believed they were part of the us, not them. And let's not ignore the racial profiling. Several reports mention Latino Americans born in the US being arrested, detained, and harassed simply for speaking Spanish in public. Skin color and language became grounds for suspicion. It's not just about legality anymore. It's about visibility, about being seen as other. All of this is making many in the Latino community question their previous support. And it's not just speculation, the polling confirms it. In a recent May 2025 poll by Eric Research, only 36% of Latinos approve for Trump, while a whopping 60% disapprove. And that includes people who voted for him in 2024. 15% of those who cast their ballot for Trump just last year now say they disapprove of his performance. That's not just a dip, that's a wave. Even more telling, Latinos who switched from Biden to Trump in 2024, 51% of them now regret it. That's over half. That's what happens when campaign promises meet real life consequences. It's the realization that what was sold to them might have been smoke and mirrors. And Latino men who supported Trump by a slight majority in 2024 are also flipping from 54% approval in 2024 to just 44 now. That's a huge swing, especially when you consider how fiercely some of these voters defended their choice. But now, defending Trump is getting harder. The policies are hitting home. The deportation, the job losses, the fear in communities. It's harder to say this is good for us when your own people are suffering. So why is this happening? What changed? Why are the very people who shouted, "Build the wall," now whispering doubts in private? It starts with understanding, or maybe a denial, of Trump's core platform. From the very beginning, Trump's messaging about immigration, nationalism, and American identity wasn't just about legality. It was coded, it was cultural, and it was racial. When he talked about immigrants, he didn't just mean undocumented ones. When he talked about real Americans, he didn't just mean citizens. It was always about whiteness and presenting a certain image of America, one that didn't include people who spoke Spanish, who ate different foods, who celebrated different holidays. For some reason, many Latinos believed they were the exception. Some genuinely thought that being conservative, hardworking, tax-paying, or even anti-immigration themselves would protect them. But policies don't care about your values if your name ends in EZ. Laws don't ask who you voted for. And that is what that is being realized now painfully. And just look at the contrast. While Latinos are being detained, families torn apart, and communities profiled, another group is being welcomed with open arms: white South Africans. Yes, you heard that right. Reports show that white South Africans seeking asylum are receiving government aid, housing, phones, clothing, food, even furniture. And what's the reason? Their color. Their alignment with the idea of what some politicians think America should look like. If Trump's goal was truly about enforcing immigration law fairly, then all undocumented people would be treated the same. But when brown and black immigrants face detention and deportation, and white immigrants receive handouts, the message is clear. This isn't just about rules, it's about race. So, are Latino Trump supporters waking up? Some are still in denial. But more and more are realizing Trump was never going to pick them. He was never for them. He was for himself, his image, and his version of America. And in that version, they were never fully included. The Latino for Trump movement is quiet now because reality has set in. It's hard to keep waving the flag of a man who's tearing your family apart. It's hard to defend a leader whose actions threaten your job, your safety, your sense of belonging. Some might say, you get what you voted for, but I say, let's learn from this. Let's talk to each other. Let's educate. Let's stand together, because policies like this don't stop at Latinos. Once power is normalized against one group, and if you think staying silent will save you, think again. Silence is not protection, it's permission. It's time for Latino community and all communities of color to see through the rhetoric and ask hard questions. Who is really for us? Who sees us? Who values us? And if the answer isn't clear, maybe it's time to stop shouting for politicians who won't even whisper for us. Let this be a moment of awakening. Let this be the last time we get tricked by pretty slogans and big promises, because our futures, our family depend on us seeing clearly, not just for today, but for generations to come. If this video moved you, made you think, or even made you uncomfortable, then good. That's what growth feels like. Share this, talk about it. Don't be silent like Latinos for Trump crowd. Let's make noise for the truth, for justice, for each other. Anyway, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this, and also remember to subscribe, like, and share as well. And until next time, bye-bye.